Hup up. How's it going, Go Nintendo bros? It's me, Austin, here for a guest review on GoNintendo.com. Today, I'm going to be talking about Morphy's Law.
Today I'm going to be talking about a game called Morphy's Law.
Surprise! Morphy's Law came out. You remember that game that looked like it was made in the Source engine? What's that, Garry's Mod? It looked like it was made in Garry's Mod 6 years ago, and then suddenly it came out and it looks like it's the Tostarena Kingdom from Super Mario Odyssey turned into a competitive shooter. Yeah, surprise, that released suddenly, and I've spent a good handful of hours with it. I played, the online, the offline, I played against the AI, I looked at all the cosmetics and the upgrades and things like that. And overall, I'm here to report that the game is pretty good and in the future could be very good. The gimmick of Morphy's Law is that as you shoot the enemies, whatever body part you shoot on them will shrink on them and it'll grow on you. So if you're standing next to me and I start shooting you in the shoulder, I'll get big shoulder. If I shoot you in the leg, I'll have big legs and stuff like that. And in theory, the changes to your body size will change the way the game plays. So you get 8 people in an arena, everyone's shooting each other, growing and shrinking and moving around the arena. Now, if you go in just with that mindset, simple, straightforward arena shooter, and if that's good for you, this is a good one because I feel like the maps that they've created are very, very good. They're very balanced, they're fun, they're different. The aesthetics of it overall are pretty good. The polish level is like a nice clean 80% polish. So, you have little things here and there that are kind of weird that look a little funky, but overall looks pretty good. And you shoot people, you level up, you unlock power-ups, you unlock more guns. You can create your own guns using this cool like gun combination Price is Right wheel thingy, and that's a lot of fun. But it's all well within the standard confines of what you would consider a game where you shoot people online in an arena, also known as an arena shooter. The real question for me going into it is, everyone's curious, what does it feel like to play a game where you shoot and it causes size growth, right? Does that really have a substantial effect on the way the game feels? And it's kind of in a gray area, because on one hand, it's just kind of cool to know that if your teammate's walking around and he's huge, that's just kind of like, it's like a badge of honor, It's like, wow, that guy must have gone on some kind of rampage. He's killed a whole bunch of people and he's just towering over, and the enemy team's all a bunch of teeny tiny people. And there's like a fun aesthetic aspect to that, in addition to the fact that, big people are easier to hit and small people are harder and yada, yada, yada. When it comes down to shooting specific body parts, it's kind of a wash, because A, it's difficult to even strategize while it's going that fast in terms of hitting the body part that you want, and B, the effects of, like, for example, getting bigger legs or a bigger chest or whatever, they seem pretty subtle, all things considered. And so unless you're going to play at a pretty high, almost competitive level, well, it almost doesn't make a huge difference. I still like that part of it because it does just mean things look cooler. Like things just start to look freaky as the game goes on. And it's just fun to have that as a matter of aesthetic, variation or whatever. But it's not as consequential for the gameplay as you'd like. Now, there are times where you'll be playing and you'll be like, oh man, I'm really small now. And so you can go hide in a little place, and that's so pretty fun. Or like you'll be huge and then you can't fit through a door, and that can be kind of funny in a way. But it's not as, this isn't like Splatoon where the ink becomes like this huge, like perfect harmony of gameplay ideas that all work together. It's a little bit more just like goofy on top of an arena shooter, which is fine. The one big thing that you're going to want to watch out for if you're playing this game is it seems like, I don't know technical terms, but my understanding of it is if I say the netcode is poor, that would be an adequate description of what's happening when you play. Because when you play, I play offline against bots a good amount just to get a sense of what the game feels like. When you go online, it becomes really clear that the game does not run super well online. It jerks around a lot of the special attacks, like there's a grappling hook, it just feels so jerky, where almost to the point that you can't use it. The graphics get a little bit, kind of and overall, it basically means the game feels less tangible. You know, it feels like a little bit more greasy, a little less in your control, and that's not a good feeling, I don't think. So that's one big knock. The other one is it does have motion controls, which is great, but it also does the same thing that Splatoon does, where you can't do the motion control, or you can't if you're using motion controls, you can't use the stick to look up and down. It's just left and right. And it has that same issue where, let's say you want to play like in bed, it won't recenter the camera far enough down that you can play in bed, so you have to end up like hunched over like this if you're playing handheld mode just to get the motion controls to work. That's kind of a bummer. They work great with the Pro Controller on the TV. Handheld leaves a little bit to be desired. If you played Splatoon, you know what that's about. All things considered, good. Yeah, it's good. If you make me go, is it thumbs up, thumbs down? I think it's like a barely thumbs up. Like it just passes that bar, and it has the potential to get better with time. You know, you fix some of the netcode stuff. Again, technical terms, I don't know. Alert! I've just been made aware that they've submitted a patch for the netcode, so that may well fix a lot of the issues. If I can remember, I probably can't, because I have problems with that function, the remembering things. If I can remember, I'll put a little note to say whether or not it fixed it or not, but you can look up online. People talk about it. So yeah, Morphy's Law, good. It's good stuff. I can't be the only one that was surprised when they showed that new trailer like 5 days ago, and they were like, hey, it looks like Dia de los Muertos. And then you're like, wait, what?
But bigger isn't always better. At 60-ish frames per second.
All right, thanks guys. Sorry I didn't have time to do like footage and all the whole rigmarole here, so it's a lot of screenshots coming up. If you want to watch me sit in this chair and talk about indie games on the Switch eShop more, please go watch a little show called VG Wham on YouTube. It's an excellent show. There's all sorts of stuff. You'll see me around. You know, I'm never too far from Kevin. Thanks guys. I hope you enjoyed my review. If you didn't, please leave a comment below that says, Kevin, quit letting this guy come on your site. He sucks. Make sure you say that. It's no skin off my back. That's you do you. All right, Morphy's Law. Pretty good. Worked out. It worked out. They really the polish is appreciated, and it's fun. It's fun enough.